scared. But yeah, let's get straight into it. We're going to talk first of all about the Baleba situation. I believe, as we all believe, that it's going to get over the line 70 million all-in package, so probably like 65 or less as a guarantee, with bonuses that rise to almost or thereabout 70 million. So, I'm a believer. Are you a believer? First of all, let me know in the comments if you're a believer or not. I am a believer. Yeah? But I'm hearing the naysayers. I'm hearing them talking about, but he had a poor season last season. So, why are they buying him off the back of a poor season? Well, let me tell you something. He had a poor season because he was heartbroken. And do you know why he was heartbroken? Because he didn't get to join United. Because Brighton outpriced him from his dream move. He loves the club that much. He wants to join United that much that his head was gone. His head weren't in the game. His head was spun. Yeah, like he was on Love Island and a bombshell just came in. United was the bombshell, yeah? And his heart got broken. Young lad, he was 21 last year. He's 22 now. Yeah, his heart was broken. His head was gone. He wanted to come to United. It didn't happen. So, yeah, he had a poor season. And you know what? Thank you. Because what that done was drop the price. It made us able to buy him. Because, you know, and people say, I heard a couple of people say, and I think it was Samuel Lackhurst. Listen, I'm not good with names, but yeah, he's a tier one journal. He's a tier one journal, yeah. I heard him earlier talking about, I don't know why United have waited till so late in the window to make this signing. Well, wasn't it Craig Hope, the Newcastle tier one journal, that announced Newcastle's interest in Baleba and that they've been told 65 million and you can have him? Well, is it a coincidence that straight after that, a day or two later, we heard that United's in for him? Why? Bingo, 65 million. Okay, there's a price set now, yeah? Now you're willing to do business. Okay, let's go and do it. We don't care about the injury, ankle ligament injury. If anything, that brought down the price as well and made them affordable. All of a sudden now Brighton want to do business. Let's do it. Get him in. Do you know what I mean? Brilliant signing, the correct profile, brilliant age, Premiership proven. Like, I like the criteria that United are using. They want Premiership proven. All the signings have been Prem signings. They want good ages, and they also want an affinity to the club. Tielemans had an affinity to the club. United supporter. He was linked with United like 10 years ago, 10 or more years ago. When Scholes retired, he was linked as the Scholes replacement when he was a teenager over in Belgium. So he's got an affinity to the club. Kevin De Bruyne always spoke about it. He said in international duty, all Tielemans speaks about is United. He always teases KDB saying, listen, the Reds, that's the tier one Manchester club, yeah? So he's got an affinity to the club. Who else? Mbumo made it clear, yeah, that he only wanted United. Cunha made it clear he only wanted United. Sesko turned down other people for us. And then Mbumo made it clear, obviously, that he only wanted United. So I like the criteria that United are using to sign these players. So yeah, Baleba, I think once he's fit and up to speed, in the big games especially, where we're going to be on the back foot more often than not, he will start. In the games where we're going to be dominating the ball, having more possession, we don't need to start him. Yeah, but the games where we're going to have less of the ball, he will be starting. And I think, overall, Tielemans will be a non-negotiable starter. I think Tielemans starts regardless, and it's a +1 for me. It's Tielemans +1. So, yeah, Baleba. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Moving on, though. Another area that we need to address, that we need to sign someone long-term, is in the left-back position. However, for me, you don't force it. Now, I'm seeing links with, Salinas, no. Salinas, whatever, however you say it. No. Please, no. We don't need unproven young player. We don't need to spend millions on an unproven young player at left back. We have that in Harry Amas. So unless he's a generational talent, no. And he isn't a generational talent, so no. There's recent links with Balde. No. Now Balde is a top talent. Don't get me wrong, but he's injury prone. Very extremely injury prone, number one. And number two, he's a Barca boy through and through. So it'll be like a PK job. If he comes to United and does good, try and note, he will be back at Barca within no time. Yeah? So no. Lewis Hall is the one, obviously. So I say, if we can't get Lewis Hall for a reasonable price, yeah, this season, then you just let it be. You let it be and you attack the market again, whether it's in January or in the summer. And what that would do would test Lewis Hall's mentality and see whether he really wants United, because Newcastle are trying to lock him down in a new contract. So we'll see if he does sign a new contract, number one. If he doesn't, then we know, cool, he's fair game in the summer or in Jan. And then if he does sign a new contract, we'll see if he adds, or if he tells the club he'll sign the contract, but he wants a release clause in there. Then we also know, okay, he's fair game. He does want the move. If not, then it's a clear signal to me that he doesn't really want the move to United. He doesn't really want to join United. And if that is the case, the next left back to target for me would be Truffert at Bournemouth. So yeah, I think Truffert will be the next. If not Lewis Hall, Truffert will be the one to target for next season. But like I said, don't force it this season. If Lewis Hall isn't on, there's not really anyone else suitable in the market. See Raum, however you say his name, he's actually got quality going forward, especially. He is a quality left back, yeah? Number one, he's not Premiership proven though, but I don't have a problem with that because he's experienced. Yeah, he's a good age, 28, 29. He's experienced. Yeah, so on a short-term basis, he could do a job if his wages isn't excessive. He's got a release clause, I think it's 40 million euros, so about 34 million pounds and whatnot. He could do a job, but I would still say, unless we get like an injury to Shaw, to Dorgu, to Amas, I would still say no. And maybe revisit it in January if needed. But in general, I would say hold off, because with Rashford looking like he's staying at the club, and I'm going to talk about that in a sec, basically Dorgu's going to get demoted back to left back anyway, because Cunha and Rashford are obviously going to battle it out for left wing. So Dorgu will be relegated back to left back. So Dorgu would be our more attack-minded left back. Luke Shaw would be our defensive left back. Harry Amas, keep him at the club. Don't loan him out. Keep him at the club, along with JJ. As it stands, I would also say, along with Chido Obi, yeah, you keep them at the club, and if there's any injuries, they make the squad. Same with Dan Armour. I hear everyone talking about centre-back. We need to sign a centre-back. No, we don't. We have Heaven, who's got a seasoned Premiership experience now under his belt. Yeah? We've got Yoro, who's got 2 Premiership seasons under his belt experience, yeah? Yoro is now under 21 French captain. Now, that might not sound like much, but if you know about the French conveyor belt for centre-backs, for defenders, especially centre-backs, you know for Yoro to even start in that under 21 French team is an achievement. But to be captain as well, that says something. That speaks volumes. So for me, this is kind of your make or break, sink or swim. Are you just going to be a squad player? Do we need to bring someone in, actually? Or are you gonna prove yourself? Are you gonna swim? Let him get his feet wet. Let both of them get their feet wet. Have faith, have trust in them. So yeah, and then we got, like I said, we got Dan Armour, who should be coming through doing that that Heaven job that Heaven done last season, here and there, just, you know what I mean, dipping his toe in the water. But then obviously we got the three experienced centre-backs in Maguire, Martinez and De Ligt, who have literally played at the highest levels, both with club and international football. De Ligt has been to virtually every big team, every big league. You got Martinez, who's won everything almost. And you got Harry Maguire, who is an experienced operator within the Premier League and at international level. So we don't need any more centre-backs. We don't need any more centre-backs for now. Yeah, for now. Also, moving on to the left wing position, yeah. As it stands, we don't add anything because Rashford is still there. If Rashford leaves, that's another question. If Rashford leaves, for me, then you go and do something. Then you go and get another winger. You do. Yeah? If Rashford leaves. But whilst Rashford's there, there's no need to force it. There's no need to force it. You hold off. You save the money in the kitty and attack the season next summer. Do you know what I mean? And for me personally, if I had a choice, I would have preferred for Rashford to go. But due to, I just feel like he needs that. Like, we saw how he performed in Barca. Like, people play it down because they don't watch. People only watch Premiership football. But he had a brilliant season at Barca. Brilliant season. 14 goals, 14 assists, and won the league. Like, do you know what I mean? But the same reasons why Barca didn't sign him are the same reasons why I would like him to go to another club. Because the reasons they didn't sign him is not just it wasn't just the wages, because if you see, Gordon's wages got doubled. Gordon was on 150 at Newcastle, so he's on 300 or nearabouts at Barca. So it wasn't just the wages. And remember, Rashford actually agreed to lower his wages. He agreed to lower his wages and take a wage cut to stay at Barca. So the financial reasons wasn't the reason. The reason was, and Hansi Flick said it, he said Rashford's profile, like his off-the-ball ability, his off-the-ball willingness to do the work off the ball is what stopped him getting that move to Barca. He basically said, listen, if you watch Barca play, yeah, Rafinha works like a madman on that left wing. Why? Because they allow Yamal to cheat. So Yamal cheats, so the winger on the opposite side has to do extra work. Yeah, the three midfielders that Barcelona use, they shift across the pitch to cover the right side for Yamal defensively, and your left winger now becomes a left midfielder. Has to work, has to drop in, tuck in, and work off the ball. Rashford doesn't do that. At most, you'll get a performative press, performative defensive actions from Rashford, but there's no substance to it. Yeah, Rashford believes that. And he has the ability to be the winger that is allowed to cheat. But to be allowed to cheat in this day and age, you have to be playing at that level consistently. So basically, the level that Rashford had, his best season at United, everyone remembers that season. If he was consistently at that level, cool, he might be allowed to cheat like Yamal is. But he's not. So therefore, you got to work. We've seen the seasons that Rafinha had a couple of seasons ago. He had to work still. And these are the same reasons I would, if I had a choice, would have liked Rashford to move on. But obviously, we've seen, there's the only clubs willing to take him, he wasn't willing to go. Like, I think it was it Fenerbahce that was interested in him? He wasn't willing to go there. So, yeah, and then obviously he's not willing to go to the UAE yet. He wants to go to a big European club. Do you know what I mean? So, as it stands, he's here. Yeah. I would like INEOS to approach him and say, okay, you're going to stay here. Cool. We're going to give you a fresh start. Also, we're going to give you fresh contract. Yeah. Not fresh contract, but alright, cool. What a revised contract. So, that same deal that you agreed to go to Barca, to stay at Barca, yeah, to make that loan move a permanent move, you should agree to those same terms at United. Really and truly, because we are getting offers, but we're getting offers from teams that he doesn't want to go to. So fair enough, you want to stay, cool. But you should really and truly agree to the same terms that you agreed to over at Barcelona. Do you know what I mean? Just to make it more palatable for the fans. Me personally, that's what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Striker-wise now. First of all, I'd like to say I am very disappointed that we didn't get to see more of Chido Obi in pre-season, given that Sesko was injured, given that Xerxes is supposedly on the way out, looking for a move, elsewhere. Why did we not see more of Chido Obi? Doesn't make sense to me. They sent him back to the under-21s, and he's too good for that level. He's chipping goalkeepers, dinking it, scoring headers, tappings, 20-yarders, he's too good for that level. So, just to get that quickly off my chest, but the striker position. So again, we don't do anything. Xerxes here, like I said, Chido Obi is still with the club. You keep him there as well. And obviously we got Sesko coming back from injury. So unless Xerxes gets a move, we don't do anything regarding the striker. It's similar to the left wing position. We don't do anything regarding the striker position unless Xerxes moves. Now, if Xerxes does move, I've got one to think about. If Xerxes does leave the club, I know a little bit of old news, but I know everyone must have heard about the Bruno contract situation. He's in his last year currently, but the club have a year's option. So this is his last year. He's officially last year, but in his contract we've got another year that we can choose to activate if we want to. If not, we can just call it quits. Cool. However, we're trying to get him to sign a new contract, a new longer term contract or contract extension, however you want to put it. Bruno hasn't agreed. I think I've seen a couple reports that the most recent offer was 500,000 a week. That's almost Haaland levels, That's almost the most paid Premiership player right now, in history, He hasn't signed a contract. So then there is rumours that Osimhen is ready to leave Galatasaray, But let me park that for a second. Then there's not rumours, there's official reports that Galatasaray are actively trying to sign Bruno Fernandes. Even putting in a tentative offer of 45 million just to test the waters, We rejected it and basically told him he's not for sale at any price, meaning that Galatasaray were willing to up the bid. That was just an initial bid to test the waters. We said he's not for sale at any price. Let me put this to you. If Xerxes does leave, would I be right to think that we should take the money, set a price for Bruno, obviously not 45, set a price for Bruno, take the money from Galatasaray, or what I think would be more smart to do a swap deal with Osimhen. Swap deal with Osimhen for Bruno. So Xerxes leaves. Bruno's in his last year. Don't want to sign a contract. Okay, we do the swap deal with with Osimhen. So Osimhen and Bruno swap. So Osimhen comes in, main striker, Sesko. Learn off of the big man. Learn off of Osimhen. Then all we got to do is buy one more midfielder. Even in the summer, because this season we can even operate as more of a free in midfield. And then we buy one more midfielder in the summer, whether that's Alex Scott, whether that's Gibbs White, whoever. But then we've got Osimhen. So the attacking output that we lost with Bruno, we then get from Osimhen. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm just putting it out there, Whilst you're in the comments, please don't forget to like, subscribe, love.